Okay, this is getting interesting. Obviously, this is not what I normally cover because it's not, well, it's kind of related, it's space related, but I just, I want you guys to know what's going on. So, more information on 3i Atlas. Now, it's getting a little bit, let's just say, abnormal at this point in time based on some more verification. So, four of the world's most powerful telescopes, Webb, Hubble, VLT, and Sphere-X, have converged on interstellar visit at 3i Atlas. What they found is rewriting astronomy, alien chemistry, metallic signatures, colossal size, and behavior no comet should show. With its Mars flyby just weeks away, this ancient messenger is forcing us to confront how little we know about the galaxy. Now, before I read some of the statistics here on what they're discovering, I just want to be very clear about this. It's like, how could we possibly assume that we know everything about our surroundings when we haven't even left our solar system yet? Just think about that for a minute. A lot of science is based on existing discovery. Okay, not stuff. We aren't hypothesizing. We are just, unless you're talking about sort of further mathematics or something. But outside of that, where you have to sort of hypothesize, we are applying a limited brush to a spectrum so broad, I believe it's infinite in terms of its resources. And when I'm saying infinite in terms of its resources, I'm talking about elements associated with different types of objects. How can we possibly assume that everything on the periodic table that we have there now is every single element that exists in the cosmos, in the universe? How could we possibly come to that conclusion and go, nope, whatever's on the periodic table, that's all there is out there, there's nothing else? Isn't the universe almost like infinite? Like, I don't quite understand how we've come to that conclusion on our, with our narrow-minded approach. We've barely been here a blink of an eye in terms of universal years or timeline, and we think that we understand everything, and we're applying what we've learned to it's just stupid. So I think we have to have a much, much, much wider aperture when it comes to discovering things that are coming from outside of our solar system, and not assume that it has to fit into the mold of what is on our periodic table. So anyway, let me read some more data here from the four telescopes. So four telescopes, one mystery. So James Webb, Hubble, VLT, and NASA's Sphere-X all studied 3i Atlas and found results that defied cometary science. James Webb on August 6th, okay, so that was last month, almost a month ago, detected unprecedented chemistry, a CO2 to water ratio of 8.1, the highest ever measured, suggests alien stellar nursery origin. Hubble on July 21st, images showed irregular nucleus size 320 meters by 5.6 kilometers, strange plume, and no water vapor jets. Outgassing didn't match any known comet. Very large telescope, VLT, August 21st, found cyanide and nickel, a metallic signature pointing to an ancient alien stellar system origin, estimated age 7 billion years. Sphere-X, August 8th to August 12th. Size estimate blew minds. Nucleus could be up to 46 kilometers wide, millions of times more massive than Oumuamua or Borisov, raises a hiding problem. What else is out there we've missed? Global coordination. So data from four major instruments all converge. Anomalies are real, not instrument error. So upcoming events. So October 3rd, closest approach to Mars is 18.6 miles. ESA orbiters on standby. October 29th, vanishes behind the sun. And then December, final reappearance before disappearing into interstellar space forever. So, I mean, again, some of you might find that interesting. I just wanted to cover this just to understand, basically what it is that they're talking about. Now, I've got some more cliff notes here, and I don't know if it's going to converge. So I want to talk a bit more about this industrial fingerprint. So nickel alone, cyanide in the plume, CO2 dominance instead of water/CO, all signs of metallurgic or industrial activity. Do with that what you will. Some of this stuff is quite technical, so I don't quite understand what it's referring to. Some of you might understand this, so that's why I'm getting it out here. Self-heating, so active 6 times farther from the sun than Earth, suggesting an internal power source, possibly a nuclear reactor. Okay. Dust haze anomaly. Its coma sometimes leads instead of trailing, hinting at controlled exhaust or electromagnetic manipulation. Nickel output scale is 0.5 metric tons of nickel vented, suggesting 50 kilos of alloy production inside. Okay, now this is where it gets a bit wacky. Self-repair theory. So cyanide presence implies possible surface coating or plating technology keeping itself operational. Comparison to von Neumann probes. So could be a self-replicating harvester machine disguised as a comet. Jesus. Okay, all right. This is getting a little bit far-fetched for me, even. I'm pretty sure that's not what NASA has not said something like that. That's probably coming from some sort of hypothesis or someone, from a podcast or something. But historical precedent. So a young star system in 2008 mysteriously lost its protoplanetary disk, perhaps a large-scale harvest. Wow. Signal context. Humanity has broadcast messages since 1930s. Olympics, Arecibo, cosmic call, blah blah blah, and strange unexplained signals have come back. So obviously the WOW signal they're referring to from 2019 from Proxima, the Proxima signal, whatever it's called. Interpretation 3i Atlas may be the answer, not a comet but an engineered probe. Okay, again, that is a little bit far-fetched for me, and from what we're seeing so far, a lot of this stuff that let's refer to what David Grush is talking about, is either interstellar or is interdimensional. Why would they be using such a rudimental form of propulsion that's basically, in scale of what we've discussed before, this is a slow-moving object. I don't care how fast NASA thinks it is. If we've got anti-gravitic tech, this thing's moving at snail pace compared to some of the stuff that Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman are working on. So that in itself implies that maybe this is a less civilized, potentially, civilization, and that's a hypothesis, obviously. I don't believe that to be the case. I still think it's just a comet. I just think that we cannot assume that everything's made of all the same stuff. Maybe it's new elements that cause that has a different reaction when it's approaching the sun. Why can't we just have that debate? I mean, it's good to have an open discussion about this, but why do we have to assume or apply what we've learned on Earth and apply that to an interstellar object that shares no commonality with our solar system, maybe even our galaxy? I don't know. I just think that's a little bit far-fetched, personally, and I don't think that's what's going on here. But look, I'll keep an open mind for now. I mean, I had to start a channel like this, so I'm going to report on everything that's coming through. I'll be doing more videos through the week, guys, because there's some new whistleblower announcements for September, and that's coming up next week. So I will be